Tropical Storm Tapah is growing in size and strength this evening, now with winds estimated of 65 miles per hour and a pressure of 978 as of 10 p.m. Japan time this September 20th. The storm is located just south of those Japanese islands, the Ryukyu Islands, but the CDPS is looking towards Tsushima on September 22nd for the highest potential impact, stage 5 on the CDPS, mainly due to expected rainfall totals of around 12 inches, that's 300 millimeters. Here is the storm right now, and its massive wind field, 300 nautical miles in the northwestern quadrant, 24.2 north, 127.2 degrees east. That is also a contributor to the quite high CDPS rating. It's 125 miles from Miyakojima, 140 from Naha, 319 from Amami, 617 from Nagasaki, and 763 from Busan, South Korea. Looking at warnings that are currently in effect, a typhoon warning is now in effect for Miyakojima. It could reach typhoon status as it passes those islands, and Gale Advisories are in effect for the rest of the Ryukyu Islands and into Kyushu and the prefectures of Yamaguchi and Kochi. Over the next 7 days, this is what we expect in terms of rainfall totals. Look out for the pink colours, that denotes rainfall amounts of about 75 millimeters or higher. So still the southern coast of South Korea is still expecting a lot of that rainfall, as well as the most extreme western part of Kyushu, and some mountain regions maybe into Honshu and Shikoku as well. But you can quite clearly see the trend of the storm there as it moves through, and it's hit and miss on the Ryukyu Islands themselves, ironically, even though that is where the storm is closest to right now. Sea surface temperatures ahead of the storm around 28 degrees as it enters the East China Sea, but it will drop off a cliff in about a day and a half when it nears the Korean peninsula, down to 23. Here's the next few days on the wind forecast. Yellows denote typhoon force winds. Look how large that wind field is, though. Even parts of China could see tropical storm force winds. And again, we're looking for a potential second peak just as it passes Korea, possibly as it's turning post-tropical, could reach typhoon status once again. Shifts on through the northern part of Honshu and Hokkaido, and then off towards the northeast, easily a post-tropical cyclone by that point. Well, chances of tropical storm force winds read out as follows. It's nearly enough, 100% on Miyakojima, 93% in Okinawa, 80% at Jeju in South Korea, also the same in Tsushima, and 73% in Busan. So high chance of tropical storm conditions in all of those locations, and this is what the models are saying at this point. Actually not many really calling for a significant typhoon. At least, there's only one or two models just about paralleling the typhoon status there. Wind shear will rise through the roof by the time we get to the end of tomorrow, and sea surface temperatures will also drop off by the time we get to Sunday. Relative humidity is really going in the storm's favour though, so that is something else to watch for as well. That could be conducive for this storm being a big rainmaker, which is what we're expecting. Here is how it's been looking in the last few images then. The visible going into the infrared there, onto the water vapor now. This is the storm's progression. It has started to shift really towards the northwest. Most of the convection is still on the southern, extending around to the eastern side. Northwest is still a bit bare, but it's actually a little bit more than what we saw yesterday. So the storm is starting to fill out a bit, I feel, and we could possibly see the beginnings of an eye developing. Maybe we'll just have to see if it holds itself together. We'll have another update on this storm in due course. You can follow Force 13's outlets, the website force13.com. You can also find our YouTube channel. If you're not there already, you may well be. Good chance of that. Subscribe if you haven't. You can also find our Facebook page, search Force 13 all in text, and our Twitter handle. It's at Force 13 on there. You can also help the project become even better by becoming a patron. You can see more information about all the benefits involved by visiting patreon.com/Force13. With a special thanks to these people for being our most valued patrons this month. You can also check out our growing merch store so you can show Force 13's colours wherever you go. You can also find a link to our Discord server underneath this video in the description.